Have you thought about America's GDP lately? It's staggeringly high right now. And no, I'm not talking about gross domestic product. I'm referring to gross domestic pussy, emphasis on the gross part. Why do I need to rant about sluts in America, you may ask? Well, somewhere along the way, we fell asleep at the wheel and let the sluts invade the government and our political sphere. And I have a problem with that. We need more brains, not boobs, in government. Last time I checked, big tits and spread legs never solved our economic woes or ended any wars. And yes, I don't care. I am calling them sluts. Cancel me. If you walk like a slut, talk like a slut, dress like a slut, then you're a slut in my book. What is the definition of a slut? A promiscuous person, someone who has many sexual partners. An unclean or slovenly woman, an imprudent girl. Given this definition, I'd say I'm being kind calling the following ladies sluts. First up in the American Legion of Skanks is Lara Trump. She is the one who inspired this rant, in fact. Have you seen the recent music video she dropped? Last year, she came out with a cover of Don't Back Down. This year, she did a duo with some other girl on a song called Hero. It's a nauseating worship fest of firefighters. The video and dramatic singing are so cringe you'd think it's a parody, but it's the real thing, unlike her face. Go ahead and take a listen.
Without your bravery, we're all out of luck. No, this can't be denied. You gotta be special. It takes a lot to put you last and everybody first. This can't be for likes. With your heart they can make gold.
If you haven't seen the clip yet, she's in some cheap and, of course, tight evening gown, a ton of makeup, and what I assume are extensions. But good God Almighty, that voice! It sounds like someone recorded her running over her dog. Did no one in the recording studio bother to tell her how bad she sounds? Is she delusional? Oh, no, that's right. She's just a Nepo baby by marriage. Her pop star ambitions aren't the only place she dresses like a tawdry trailer park queen. Her dresses are so tight that if she farted, her shoes would surely pop off. But it gets worse. Remember, this hussy is the one running the Republican Party, all because she married the former president's son. Her qualifications? Well, she got a degree in communication and one in the pastry arts from the French Culinary Institute. From 2012 to 2016, she was a producer at Inside Edition. Yes, the celebrity gossip rag that worships Hollyweird. Then 2016 rolled around and she decided to try being a political guru. She spent the next 8 years being a senior strategist and extolling Trump's virtues on TV. She got herself a gig as a contributor at Fox News after he left office. But let's face it, when your father-in-law is the former president, that ain't too hard to attain. So much for that conservative demand for a meritocracy in government or that pull yourself up by your bootstraps work ethic. All she's ever pulled herself up by is her Jimmy Choos. But let's go on to the next slut, one that she might be related to very soon. That is Kimberly Guilfoyle. As someone said on Twitter at her recent appearance, it looks like someone threw Satan a surprise party. This broad has been deteriorating for quite some time. Is it Ozempic? Is it crash dieting? Is it the devil? Is it Don Jr.? What's happening? She's not just Skeletor's twin, but she's lost it mentally too. She's nuttier than a bag of trail mix. Every time she speaks, she yells like she's rallying the Tiki Torch parade. If you can get past the drastic weight loss, the apparently botched plastic surgery, and her mental decline, just take a look at her clothes. Is she trying to be a full-time hooker in the White House? Is she trying to be some sort of drag queen? Who wears a sheer dress with their nipples showing through to an event that the super religious Mike Lindell is attending? Kimmy G is who wears clothes that show more tits than Elvira, the one and only KG. Who applies their makeup with an airless paint sprayer? Kimberly Guilfornicator is who. Allegedly, she was angling for a press secretary job during Trump's first term, and I guess she thinks being a massive slut is her way to get it now. But the next slut I want to point you to has no real official power, but is somehow being grafted into the political spectrum. I'm talking about Amber Rose. She was a speaker at the RNC. Amber came in full force with her forehead tattoo on full display. Amber has called herself an atheist and said that Satanism does a lot of good by helping people get abortions. Let's not forget that she posts nudes on social media. That really goes with the conservative values thing, doesn't it? Yes, that individual that I just described was a speaker at the Republican National Convention, not Democrat. First of all, why do we give a flying what a professional whore thinks about the election? When did a slut think we care about her endorsement? Secondly, why is the former president and current candidate for the Republican Party entertaining her at all? Is he just obsessed with harlots being present everywhere he goes? But it's not over yet. The guy that came in third place to be president this year, RFK Jr., has posted an Instagram video of the two hanging out. He even starts doing some weird shaking dance when he's in the room with Amber Rose. When this man said years ago that he had lust demons, we should have listened and then put him in a mental ward. Let's not forget about our potential hoe-in-chief, Kamala Harris. This debate will be particularly hard on her. Standing at a podium will be difficult, given that all of her career success has come while she's been on her knees. For someone who got her start shagging a man twice her age, what do we even expect her to do tomorrow night? If it wasn't for Willie Brown, would you or I even know who Kamala Harris is? When Willie appointed her to 2 state commissions, were we really under the impression it was her brains that got her that gig? To agree with my progressive folks, sex work is work. But it shouldn't get you into the White House. Think of all the girls out there who would like to be in politics or working some unpaid internship. And then you got these sluts partying it up. It's almost like you have to show your tits or sleep with these guys to work on the campaign. If you ever wondered why more decent people aren't in politics, it's because they can't get in unless they're a slutty atheist or a Botox bimbo who will whore themselves out to the president's sons, or they won't sleep with a dude twice their age for a career jumpstart. I really just want to go to one of these rallies and instead of chanting USA, USA, just yell sluts, sluts, sluts. Am I saying I want America to be Gilead from The Handmaid's Tale? No. Am I saying I want to parade people through the streets naked with women clanging a bell and yelling shame like in Game of Thrones? Well, that would be actually kind of fun, but no, I don't really want to start that tradition. That being said, a little shame could go a long way in this country. No one is ashamed of anything. Any hedonistic, heathen, immoral, reprobate, skank activity is preserved and protected like it's found in the Constitution. You know that right to be a whore is in between the other mythical rights, such as privacy and the separation of church and state. And don't forget Galatians 3:1 in the Bible that says women must show their coochie and bazingas at all times. It's in there between that mythical verse that says our dead relatives watch us from a secret window in heaven. I don't mean to sully a popular comedy festival's name, but this election is nothing short of a skankfest. The candidates always quibble over who the debate moderator should be, but we all know the only man fit for this role is the late Jerry Springer. Too bad he's dead. Maybe Maury or Steve Wilkos can fill in next time. First question, Kamala, why should anyone vote for you for sleeping your way to the top? Trump, why should anyone vote for you when you surround yourselves with sluts and at times place them in high positions? The gross domestic pussy isn't something you'll hear anyone else discuss or bring up in the debate, but shouldn't it? Think how radically different our country would be if sluts weren't allowed to run it. Thanks for listening to Broad Thinking. Be sure to tune in next week for an all-new episode. In the meantime, check out my new podcast series, Millennials Gone Wild, where me and my co-host discuss everything from J.D. Vance being a Trojan horse, RFK Jr. losing it mentally, Walmart people, and why we won't win World War III.